Hello, it is approximately 12 degrees where I live here in Texas currently, and the snow has been falling for about the last 6 hours. It's supposed to be this cold through the rest of the week with more snowfall off and on through Wednesday. And so that led me to think about how the Victorians stayed warm, and I thought you would be interested to take a look at some of the layers and articles of clothing that they would have worn. Now, for a Victorian lady, she would have started out, if she chose to wear them, a pair of split drawers. Bloomers is another word that we commonly use today, and the split drawers allowed her to take care of things while wearing multiple layers. And this is a beautiful pair that I found in France. You can really see the gorgeous detailing of the pin tucks, insertion lace, and eyelet. Now, the next garment she would have worn is, of course, her chemise or her shift. And this might have had short sleeves. It could have also had 3/4 length sleeves, even long sleeves, and possibly decorated in a wide variety of ways. She then would have selected a pair of stockings. Now, these are very fine white stockings. In the winter time, though, she probably would have chosen a thicker, warmer wool. And yes, absolutely, you would have had a wide variety of stockings in different patterns, such as stripes. And these are plain clocked stockings. And after that, she would have put on her corset. Now, Hollywood would have you believe that corsets are absolutely evil, but in the heavy layers that the wool skirts and several layers of petticoats required, it would really help support your back throughout the day. And if you get corsets that are made for you, they're actually very comfortable to wear. And from there, she would put on numerous layers of petticoats. Now, this is a corded petticoat. They also had quilted petticoats, and those could have been made from wool, cotton, or silk. And believe it or not, silk is the most insulating of the 4 natural fabrics of linen, cotton, wool, and of course silk. And she would just continue to layer on the petticoats. This is another beautiful extant garment that I have where you can really see the gorgeous details. So even though these would have been hidden, they still took great care in being presentable and beautiful. So on my own self, I have very heavy wool stockings and very sensible shoes. And then I have 2 different layers of petticoats and then my wool skirt. And if I got colder and didn't have any more petticoats, I could also use a skirt to stay warm. And then for exterior layers, the shawl that you see me wearing is called a Sonntag, and that's S-O-N-T-A-G, and it crosses over and attaches in the back. But they certainly also had cardigans, which they could knit or crochet, and then very large wool shawls. This one is one that I just love because look at the size of this. You can really wrap yourself up beautifully in this shawl, and it's in a very fashionable paisley print and would definitely keep you warm. You could also wrap it around your waist if you needed some warmth around your waist. Now, one of the things that they would also use is fur. And while in our society today, wearing fur is not accepted very much, back in the Victorian era, and of course even earlier, you would make good use of your fur. You would even use your fur to line the interior of your gloves, your hats, make blankets to wear out while in your carriage or wagon. And while I'm wearing a lady's bonnet, if you were going to go outside, you would want something a little bit more heavier. And these are some of the assorted hand knit hats that I have made from a wide variety of woolen knits. And of course, while I'm wearing mitts on the inside of my home, which allows me to do needlework, other types of sewing, cooking, and housework, you would more than likely find that you would want to wear a mitten when working outdoors. And why you would use a mitten as opposed to gloves is your hands actually stay warmer when they are closer together as opposed to the individual fingers in gloves. So they often would wear mittens. Now, they did absolutely have gloves, and they came in a wide variety of styles. These are very thin black leather gloves that I have in my collection, and they're wonderfully soft. So yes, you would definitely want something on your extremities. And mufflers or scarves would have been very appropriate. And again, you want to look at the length of this, and that allows you to drape it over your head and around and come back down. So it's really protecting your neck, your head. You can then tuck it into this area to allow no wind chill to get through. And lastly, you would have a coat or a cape. Now this actually weighs probably 5 pounds just by itself. The exterior fabric is quite thick, and then it is lined in a very heavy linen. And so the weight of it works quite well to keep it from blowing up if there are winds outside, and keep you nice and toasty. So I'm going to get the rest of my outer layers on and do a bit of work outside. Now, let's see if the dog will actually come outside with her very short legs. She's not gonna do it.
You're like the best wife ever, honey, on Valentine's Day. How to get the wife to shovel the walk.
I'm actually very warm.